the time this introduction is finished. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into Thursday, May 30th, 2024. It is straight up 10 o'clock. I am the Echo. I was running a little bit late and didn't have time to get that turned off. Well, it's a little bit before 10, actually. We have Darren, William, Rich, Greg, Sam, and Chris Scared already in Zoom. Hello, gentlemen.
And Max and Princess.
Yeah, I see Princess. I don't see Max.
He's right here.
Is he? All right. Let's see what the delay appears. There it is. Man, that's a long delay. Great guy was first tonight. Says he got us all. Well, congratulations, Greg. You must not have taken a nap today. One Fish 26 was. One Fish 26 was second. Rick Lakes was third, and Rick Lakes kicks off the evening with a $3 super chat. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. It means quite a bit to me, more than I could use words to express what it means. Thank you so much. John Williams says, greetings, everyone. Good to see John. Maybe I'll get SpeakerBot running, and John can do the little whatever I set up on that as well. I don't know. I'm still flirting with the idea more or less. So golf today, as I said I would. I did. Going into hole number 18, we are tied. I lost by 3 strokes. It happens. Yeah, I know some of you are thinking that I intentionally let him win so that he could feel good because I beat him yesterday, but I assure you, I am too competitive to let that happen. He put his tee shot on the green. I put my tee shot in Tennessee. Go figure. So it happens, and I knew where the tee shot ended up at. There was no way I was going to recover from it, and I didn't. And I ended up getting a 6. Thus, he beat me by 3 shots. But I will honestly say today, I parred 4 holes on the back. I parred 10 and 11. Then I parred 13 and 14. I had 4 pars on the back today. In between, they weren't great, but they weren't bad either. It was a fun day. Now, I think Mrs. K and I are actually going to play tomorrow. I think that's the tentative plan we've got going on right now, because we're not going to go out of town as we kind of thought we might be going to be doing earlier in the week. We are actually going to stay here locally in town. So anyway,
If you do that, they're going to call her and want her to come in.
She's out of town then.
they might do that, Chris, but she'll just tell them no.
I guarantee they'll call her, but I don't know.
Wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me in the least little bit. But she will tell them no. She'll probably tell them no, sorry, we're out of town, or no, I can't, or whatever. She wanted to work Tuesday extra this week, and I actually asked her not to, and she actually did not work Tuesday, so that's a good thing. We might do something, but I don't know what that something is. Rain's kind of sort of forecasted here for Saturday. It's a very small
Hey, I got
percent.
a question.
I got an answer, or we've got an
In
answer.
the Philippines, do they when you go into somebody's house, do they want you to take your shoes off?
I've
Because
never I've never been to the Philippines, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes.
Because
Uh, Mi-
that's the thing in some countries. I know Japan and all like that.
Korea's that way as well. Mrs. K and I take our shoes off everywhere we go, except for a business. If we go to my mom's, shoes comes off. We went to Doug's, shoes come off. We got to Brian's, shoes stayed on, only because we went back to the backyard. Otherwise, the shoes would have came off. We have been doing that for very, 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 very long, many years time. We get to our house, shoes come off at the door, house slippers go on. We have in-house house slippers and we have outdoor house slippers, which are last year's house slippers, by the way. We just use them outside. But yeah, I don't know, Chris. I'll have to ask Mrs. K, and I'll get back to you on that. Or if she joins us tonight, you can ask her. I don't know if she will or won't.
I wear shoes, but I know this is some people gonna think this is crazy, but I don't wear socks. I wear shoes without socks.
I do.
Socks just bother. For
Yeah, I
some
do
reason,
that from time to
it bothers
time.
me.
I can relate to that. I do
Some
that
people say you
myself.
got stinky feet, but that's not always the case.
Yeah, I'm sure my feet stink and stick and everything else. They're horrible. Mike Wojak joins us in the chat. Hello, Mike. Mike says good evening. I still haven't heard anything back from Sin Vicious. I did send an email out to him last night. John says he's not going to be here tomorrow as well. He's going out of town to high school graduation. I'm pretty sure we're not going anywhere. Of course, that's subject to change. I know she wanted to go to Shenandoah National Park again. And as I was taking her to work tonight, I said, well, what's there to do in Shenandoah National Park that we haven't already done? We've driven through the majority of the park. What are we going to see driving through the park again that we didn't see last time we drove through there? Robert Michael joins us. Oh
Have
my
you
gosh,
been?
he's not. Do what, Chris?
You have been down to Blue Ridge Parkway? You can go a little bit.
We didn't get that far, no, but I mean, I Googled it, and there's some cool looking restaurants and things to do. I mean, we're not young spring chickens anymore. We're not gonna go canoeing. We're not gonna go hiking. You know, go eat a bunch of food. We could do that. Robert Michael says afternoon, evening, just woke up. He's got the crud. I'm sorry to hear that, Robert. I really am sorry to hear that. I hope that hope the medications work and you get to feeling better.
You can always go boogie boarding.
Oh yeah, I've never thought about that. What's it take?
hiked
What? So to boogie board, what do you need to have a boat, a boogie board,
Yeah,
and a rope?
One of them little boards.
Yeah, I don't think they make little boards big enough for me.
I hiked up Brasstown in Georgia, the highest mountain, and I also hiked up a smaller mountain, Stone Mountain in Atlanta.
We've gone down into the Grand Canyon 3 times, and I really regret not ever getting to the bottom because I don't ever foresee the opportunity to go to the Grand Canyon again coming up, number one, and number two, I don't see that either one of us could get to the bottom. We might get to the bottom, but they're going to have to airlift us out, or we have to go on the donkeys, and I don't relish riding on a donkey to the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Reminds me of the Brady Bunch, Alice getting on a donkey.
He'd have to check the internet, Spade. Robert says, don't hurt Mom. Oh, never. I would have liked to have gotten to the bottom. That was one of our goals. We never had the ambition to go from one ridge or one side of the Grand Canyon to the other. That was never at all going to happen. But we did want to get to the bottom. We did want to get to the river, but it just never took place. We always made it about 3 miles. Do what, Chris?
I want to jump over the Grand Canyon with a motorcycle.
Okay, evil.
Evil. Did he really do that? Did you really try that?
Not the Grand Canyon. I think he jumped over Snake River Canyon, I believe. I'm not sure if he made that or not, actually. I would have to Google it.
I don't think he did.
Just put a parachute. Just have a parachute on.
I think he did have a parachute on. I know his son followed in his footsteps as far as jumping things goes with motorcycles and all. Yeah, I think the Grand Canyon's a tad bit too wide, even if it's at its narrowest point. My guess would be, look at that, Princess is joining us on Zoom. Hello, Princess. There you go. Now you got to get Max to join us, Chris.
He won't get up to the camera like that.
And she clearly knows. There she goes. She's like, this flashing screen's driving me up a wall. Oh me. I was happy with golf today. I really was. I got back-to-back pars on the front nine, but that was only because I told myself I was not going to go over 10 over on the front nine, and I didn't. I actually finished 10 over on the front nine, which that was good because I set a goal not to go over, and I actually achieved it. I had a chance to be 9 over or 9 under, or 9 over. Yeah, boy, 9 under. That'd be a birdie on every hole. But today was not. I had no ambition to win today, if that makes sense. I know he won Tuesday, I won yesterday, and today was kind of the decisive match. But I was trying things out. I was working on some things that I think. Okay, my phone's right there, but I hear my phone ringing out there, which is my son's ringtone. They're on their way to Florida, so. Oh, that's a movie. Never mind. That's on Cinemax. I was gonna say the doggone phone's right here, but it's not making any noise or anything. Anyway, yeah, I was very pleased with how today's game went. I really wish Mrs. K would have been there videoing today because there was some really good things that came out of it. Starting Monday, Jake goes back to work, so we will be playing later in the afternoon, which will benefit my game because I'm not a morning golf person. Robert's asking, Mr. Guy, what are we, in quotations and capital letters, having for dinner, for supper? Tony just sent me a text. I thought I had that muted. Let me mute that. Yeah, I have a distinctive ringtone for my son. It's kind of a joke between he and I. Most people hear it and they get all panicky, but it's just a joke between him and myself. And I know they're in Florida right now. They made it all the way to, or not Florida, I'm sorry. They made it to, did they say Alabama? Why would you go through Alabama going to Florida? Don't you go straight down 65 through Georgia, Chris?
75. 75 goes through Georgia.
Right, but you don't go. Why you don't detour through Alabama, do you? I mean, isn't it basically a straight shot?
Depends on where you're going in Florida.
Well, I guess if you're going through the Panhandle, you could go through Alabama, couldn't you?
Yep.
Okay. Never thought about that. And my other son's over in North Carolina. He's on vacation. Do what?
I said if they're going to Panama City, maybe.
Did not tell me where they were going. He just said they're going to Florida. They're going to be gone a week. And my oldest son is in North Carolina, and they'll be back over the weekend. So this is the perfect opportunity time. Good night. Golly. I'm going to get a translator. Hire me a translator. This is a great weekend for us to go do something because all the kids are out of town. All the grandkids are out of town. So this would be good to do. We'll see. If we play golf, cool. If we don't play golf, cool. I sent her a picture of something I ran across on Facebook that really looked good. It was called, I don't know. Hang on, I'll tell you.
It's called Hangin, let me tell you.
This memory stuff, yeah, exactly, Chris. This memory stuff is starting to bug me. It's called crack burgers. 1 pound ground chuck, 3 teaspoons of sour cream, 2 teaspoons of ranch dressing, 1/4 cup of cooked and crumbled bacon, and a cup of shredded cheese. That sounds pretty good, actually. Look, the picture looks real good. So I sent her the picture, and I said, what do you think about this? And she says, it looks good. Let's have it tomorrow night. I reminded her tomorrow is Friday, and as we all know, we eat Friday. We have fish and fries. And she said, "Oh yeah, I forgot." So tomorrow we'll be fish and fries, and we're going to have that on Saturday night. Maybe I will record her cooking it and upload that. I need to get
So
back into.
putting sour cream in hamburger and or grill it or whatever.
Yeah, I got to read the directions. That's just the ingredients. I'm not sure how you would do it. I guess you're going to mix the sour cream and the two dry powders together, and the bacon, and then fry the ground chuck, and then put it on top of it. I don't know. It looks really good. I'll see if I can't share a picture of that later tonight in the Zoom homies after the stream is over. Alex was at his grandma's today. Her phone wasn't working. I guess it was her house phone. He did not elaborate. And when I asked him what was wrong with the phones, he did not answer me. So he said they would be there between now and 8 o'clock, which at the time was about 4 their time, or 8 to 8 tomorrow. So if he joins us, I'm going to grill him on that a little bit.
Of course, you ever tried the cheese inside the hamburger before?
Oh yeah, my grandma, when we would go grill, she would have patties would be like this big, they'd be saucer size, and they would have onion and garlic and cheese mixed in them, and oh my gosh, that was delicious. I'll tell you what I'm thinking about doing. I might do this Sunday night. I'm thinking about going to Costco and getting a ribeye, and then getting some jalapeno brats, because everybody's having jalapeno brats right now, and it really sounds good. For some reason, jalapeno brats really sounds good. Thought Google has a translator. They probably do, John, but I doubt they can translate my nonsense. I'm not sure. Do they have an audio translator? Will Google audio translate? Does anyone know? I know
I'm still working on that.
Are you? Okay. I know you can put text in and it'll translate the text. I do know that. I use that all the time. But I don't know if it has the audio capability or not. Maybe that's a good subject for me to bring up on Doug's on Saturday. Have to see. John, be safe in your travels wherever you're going to be going out of town to. It is that time of the year. Nobody speaks King English. Yeah, you got that right, Wintermute. I own the patent on that language.
Time I mixed
Mrs.
up,
K understands it though. Do what, Chris?
One time I mixed up ground sausage and hamburger meat together and grilled it.
Oh yeah, that's
So that was pretty good.
yeah, that is good, and that even sounds good. Yeah, called basically if you bake it, it's meatloaf, but grilling it would be really good too. I don't know, it just sounds good to grill outside, and the weather Sunday's supposed to be cooperative, so we'll just see. One of these 3 up and coming days, I've got to mow the lawn because it's getting back to the point where it needs to be mowed again.
I cut mine today.
You finished it, or you just started it today?
I cut both sides of the front.
What kind of ice cream you eating? Rocky Road? Oh no, yeah, Rocky Road,
No.
right?
No, I finished that.
What are we delicate? What is tonight's delicacy?
Moose tracks.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that before. I still haven't looked it up. Of course, I don't eat a lot of ice cream, and sugar-free ice cream is just horrible. Absolutely horrible. One of the few things that sugar-free I will not eat. I do miss ice cream, that's for sure. He's fixing my supper. About 50 miles away. Okay, good. I drive whatever the traffic's driving when I get out on the highway. If the speed limit is 75, I'm always at least 75. If they're running 80, I keep up with traffic. I don't get in a big hurry as well. We just drove 6,800 miles on the West Coast rock concert, according to Doug Bett's tour. I was sitting here laughing so hard watching him this afternoon. Got an email from Ghetto just the minute I walked in the door. And I guess he's running into issues trying to figure out how he's going to move things from his old computer to his new computer. Dumb question. Can you not do a backup of his NUC and just put it on the new system, which is going to be an Intel? I'm back at it. He's got an Intel system. Can you not do a backup and put it on the AMD system, or is that not possible?
Well,
So he's wanting to like boot the drive, restore it to the new, and boot it with the operating system from the old computer.
I don't think so, Chris. His email alluded something to the effect he's concerned about moving or getting the programs that he uses over onto the new system. So my initial thought was, why can't he just do a backup of the complete system, restore it on the new system? I don't know. I have no idea.
Because it would have the operating system too.
Okay,
And
is that a bad thing? I mean.
Well, he'd have to reactivate it, and Doug had problems when he changed it. When he done that, Doug had some problems. But that
when he did the big well, that's 3 times tonight, man. I swear. When he did the big beast build, right?
Yeah, but I think that was more because of the legacy boot in the old system or whatever. But I don't know whether. I guess Josh could do that, but.
What about just backing up specific programs, not the entire disk per se, but just say, for example, Fortnite. Could he not just back Fortnite up onto a disk and then put it on the new system? Is that possible?
But if he's going from an Intel to an AMD, it ain't gonna work.
That was basically my original question: is would that work? Okay, Mrs. K just sent me a text. Let me answer her real quick. I apologize.
Probably I would just reinstall everything. That way it won't be no complications or
Probably be the easiest route, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Which one's he calling his old system? The one that you built or
no?
The
NUC. This is the system he's building. From what I understand, is going to replace his NUC at the group home. Wintermute says he can re-download Fortnite from Epic. Okay, cool. Thank you, Wintermute. And then the one that's at his aunt's is the one that I did with you guys' help, rebuilt for him and took it back to him. So he's going to have basically a big system at his aunt's and a big system at the group home.
What case he using on this one? I wonder.
He showed us a while back what it was. It's a nice looking. It's a course. What time is it? I got 9 more minutes. It's a Corsair case. I don't remember the model number or anything. It's a nice looking case. Really a sharp looking case. Doug, I think he told me he's ordering the motherboard on Sunday and then going from there. So.
Oh, we make sure the motherboard's compatible with the chip he got.
Well, that is a concern, yes. I would hate for him to order an Intel board trying to put an AMD processor into it because I'm smart enough to know barely that won't work.
That would work back in the day. I think it was socket 370 or something. Long time ago.
Really? You could take an AMD processor and put it in an Intel motherboard?
Yep. That back when the AMD K62 and the Pentium 2, I believe, were called.
Back when AMD was making Intel clones.
Yep. Because my first system, compact, had an AMD K62, and I always wondered why it had an Intel chipset. I thought that was weird. But I was told that I could actually put a Pentium in there, Pentium 2 or something like that.
Brian is asking, is this a place where he catches the best of Arkansas? No, I think it's San Jose. I think this is the bus. This is where you get the Wasn't there a song back in the 60s, Do You Know the Way to San Jose?
Yep.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
that was Dionne Warwick.
That would have been my third guess, but that sounds about right. Was that written by Burt Bacharach?
Yeah.
Yeah, that man wrote a lot of songs. Very talented. Very talented. Good to see Brian joining us in chat. Hopefully he'll join us in the Zoom. Speaking of Zoom, let me see if I can figure out. Robert answers Brian. That's funny. I've got to figure out something here. I need to get with Sam after the stream. Briefly, I'm going to. Well, hang on. No. I can do it this way, I think. So I took it out of studio mode. Yeah, I just did that to peel back the email address, and I'm going to put it back in studio mode. I am liking this studio mode. I was messing around with it earlier today, and I've got some issues I need to get with Sam, and I can do it privately in a breakout room if you guys don't want to be bored. There were some things that would work and some things that wouldn't work unless I transitioned it over to the active side where it was going out over the air, so to speak. And I don't understand that because I would think everything's going to work in transition so you can get a preview, thus the name Prevo. All right, that's it. Good night. I'll see everybody tomorrow night. Oh, my God. Thanks for being here on YouTube. Thanks for being here on whatever this madness is. See you tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Well, I may be here for Doug's tomorrow. Maybe. Well, Brian joins just at the most. Okay, just for Brian, I'll hang around for a couple more minutes and see how much more I can chop. See, I almost... Good Lord. Hey, Brian, would you like to take over the show for me?
No, thank you.
Oh, God. I am going to end it. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, everyone on YouTube. Thank you, Rick, again, for the $3 super chat. I do so much appreciate that. Thank you, Zoom homies, Darren, William, Rich, Greg, Sam, Brian, Garrett, Chris, Princess, and Max. Thank you so. Doug test, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And now because I've lost. Okay, good night. I'm ending the stream. I'm hitting the Doug.